Your friend's death must have been a terrible blow, especially at the hands of your former mentor.
Why would Satan conspire with the chief exorcist?
Exorcism is now a discredited ministry.
Where did we serve?
Last stop, Bosnia.
First rule of possession. You don't listen to a single word they say.
Jacob is the one you should be really afraid of.
There are several ways a man can become possessed. Innocently through the will of God, or as the victim of some occult ritual. A man can actively invite the demons in.
I can be good.
Not for much longer.
Oh, come on, mate, not again. Oh, you can rest it one night, can't you?
Who are you?
Allahu Akbar. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin Ar-Rahman.
You've all got to come and see this.
Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in.
She's here. Mum, she's here.
On the night he was betrayed, he prayed, he gave you thanks and praise. He broke the bread, gave it to his disciples, and he said, "Take this, all of you, and eat it. This is my body, which will be given up for you."
Are you Father Jacob's secretary?
How can I help you?
Misal Kopovich, hi. Any chance I could grab a quick word with him?
There's every chance if you make an appointment.
I know he investigates miracles, visions,
I'll
that sort
stop
of
you
thing.
there. Have you tried your local place of worship?
The mosque? Yeah, my mum's been down.
I'm sure they have procedures to deal with it.
He says he saw the Virgin Mary.
Good for him. Who's this?
My brother.
What does your imam say?
He's not my imam. I don't really believe in all that. He says my brother's disturbed.
Well, your imam sounds very sensible. Has your brother been to see a psychologist?
He won't go.
Has your brother had hallucinations before?
No.
The Virgin Mary is a very prominent figure in the Quran. It's a perfectly respectable vision for a Muslim to have.
And why does she tell him to go get a priest? And why is he sweating blood?
Got one mental patient. Shouldn't we be focusing on Michael?
I am.
Why don't I talk to him?
As long as you talk to him and not at him.
You could tell me how you met him. That might help. You still don't trust me.
The last person I trusted is in prison for murdering a priest and a nun.
You expect me to trust you?
No, but you can, though. Sorry, the door was open. Didn't you hear me? We've got plenty more.
You blessed it.
I'll bless another one. I've made an appointment at the local army office. They should be able to fill in some of the blanks in your past.
It doesn't matter who I was.
Well, I thought we agreed that you were going to take responsibility for your actions.
I have. I asked God for forgiveness, and he said yes.
God said.
That's right.
You sure you're not just telling yourself what you want to hear?
You want me to keep digging up the past?
I've made the appointment for 12 o'clock. I'll come with you.
بسم الله يعطيك من كل شيء
Don't ask me,
يؤذيك
it's Arabic.
من شر
It's
كل
probably
نفس
some kind of
أو
blessing or
عين
something.
آسد
I exorcise you in the name of Allah
الله
from everything that
يحكيك
may harm you, from the evil of every soul or jealous eye. May Allah cure you. I exorcise you in the name of Allah.
واشفي
the
أنت
Quran.
It's
الشافي
not the Quran, it's a prayer of exorcism.
He's exercising my brother.
That doesn't mean he's possessed. He doesn't look possessed.
يقدر
That's just a precaution. First thing I do. You must be Zaid's mother.
Sana.
You're here on your own.
My husband's dead.
He was a soldier.
He was a war hero.
Bosnian War.
You're refugees.
We're British. We've been here 15 years.
Well, we were refugees.
We're going back one day.
Dream on.
Father Jacob, the apparition the boy claims to have seen seems to match with Christian imagery of the Virgin Mary.
Do you know why she asked you to bring a priest?
Or why she chooses to appear when Muslims are arriving for prayer.
Maybe she wants to bring people together.
Is she coming back?
Yes.
Will you ask her a question for me?
Did he say something? What's he saying? Can you hear us?
There's something happening with the sun. I can see colors. It's dancing.
Please don't. Please, not Dad. Did you see her?
No. What about Dad?
What did she show you?
What was it?
Dad was in there.
Where?
Hell.
What do you mean?
He was burning.
What's she doing showing him shit like that?
Did she answer my question?
She said, do not worship me, worship my son.
Oh, Zaid, she can't have said that.
She did.
Jesus is not God. He's a prophet, that's all. There is only one God, Allah.
But that's what she said, Mum.
Then you don't listen to her. She's Satan.
Agreed. And don't look at the sun when he's playing tricks with it. He'll burn your eyes out.
I saw her.
I'm sorry. Satan can take any form.
Mikhail, lahu
sliva shrayao.
I'm not listening. Prove who you are.
Sliva lapatach elatarate duana.
Give me a sign.
Why do you think it's Satan?
The Virgin Mary has appeared in many Islamic countries, but she doesn't tell Muslims to worship Jesus. She's given visions of hell, but she doesn't show relatives burning in it.
Why would he pick my son?
Satan likes nothing better than Christians and Muslims at each other's throats.
Yes. I've seen his work.
You sound like someone who's had personal experience of it.
Things I saw in Bosnia. I didn't want to believe human beings can do that. In the beginning, I thought it was wrong to think that they were driven by something else. They let them off the hook somehow. But in the end, that was the only explanation that made sense.
Did Zaid know his father?
No.
He died before he was born.
And he was a war hero.
Yes, he was.
The important thing is for Zaid to understand that this apparition is false and dangerous.
Signor,
Call me Vincenzo.
thank you for agreeing to my visit.
How is he?
Father Jacob is well.
That's not what my visitors tell me.
I didn't realize you had other visitors. The governor told me that you... Oh. You mean visitors. Am I supposed to be scared?
Of me? No. I'm not possessed. I've not been granted that grace. He has. And he has. Jacob thinks he sent me to prison. This is a sanctuary where the possessed learn how to control their gifts.
So, getting a life sentence all part of Satan's plan?
Life? What can I do for you, sister?
Did you kill the priest? Vimmel was skinned alive. That takes great strength, and you're not possessed. Michael was the one who killed Vimmel. That's right, isn't it?
Michael was an innocent vessel.
Was he? Or did he invite it in?
It's good you came.
You can't win against God.
We are winning. Every day. In the hearts of men. Next time, we will visit you.
You think I'm possessed?
Far from it. Satan spoke to Jesus.
And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Take it as a compliment.
She asked for a priest.
Many priests have been fooled by Satan. I've been taken more than once.
I'll ask her.
Forget it. You're not going there again.
It's the best you stay away from there.
You can't stop me.
Yes, I will.
You're jealous because I saw Dad.
Whatever you saw has got
We
nothing
will
to
talk about that at home.
Thank you.
You can't stop her.
If she follows you home, the Imam has a gift I think she'll appreciate.
It's Islamic holy water. If she's genuine, she'll thank you for it.
What else did she say?
Nothing.
During the conversation, your mouth was moving. One of the words looked like secret.
No, she told me not to tell.
If it's shaitan, you don't have to keep your promise.
She's not Satan.
What are you hiding in here for?
Thank God it's you.
Do you want to confess something?
I thought I was safe inside the seminary, but they can get in anytime they want. They won't leave me alone.
Maybe it's time you left.
If I leave here, I don't stand a chance.
Can that be any worse than what you're going through now?
I could let it into me again.
Would that be so terrible?
I killed your friend.
And for people who worship God, death is a blessing. The more agonizing, the better. They worship suffering.
Not you. Please.
The crucifix is a lie. That's why it burns you. There is only one true God, and you're getting closer to him every day.
You're not Jacob!
You're not Michael. We better make a move.
Why do I have to go?
The army's the only contact we have.
I'm not leaving here. That's what they want.
I'll stay with you. You won't get through me. It's me.
I'm losing. I know I'm losing.
Only if you give up.
Why do I have to remember? As soon as I know what I did, they'll make me do it again.
You're stronger than that.
You expect everyone to be like you.
Any strength I have isn't mine. You can be strong too.
They left them for me.
Let's talk inside.
I can't breathe in there.
Are you gonna sleep out here?
Maybe.
Will you promise to stay here where I can find you? There will be an end to this. I promise.
Bye.
You look as though you're about to burst into song.
I went to see Monsignor Vincenzo.
I thought you were smarter than that.
He said he didn't kill Vimmel. Is he lying?
That's the thing about Satan. He'll tell you 1,000 truths just to get you to believe one lie.
Michael did it.
You know enough about possession to know that the real Michael was nowhere near the scene.
Neither was Vincenzo. You framed him.
He may not have actually held the knife, but he was responsible, and he did murder Sister Anne.
You don't get to pick and choose who gets prosecuted for what. Who died and made you God? The man who did commit one of those murders, the man who did hold the knife, is now living under this roof. How do you know he's cured after one exorcism?
Where do you suppose the safest place is for a man like that, who could relapse at any moment?
Prison.
You're scaring us. You're scaring your mom. A holy woman wouldn't ask you to do this. Saeed, please. Just look at your mom. You're hurting her. You're hurting me. Dad wouldn't want this.
Pústeme diente.
Can't you get rid of her?
I can exercise his room, but that will just drive them outside. Has he told you what she's asking him to do?
How do you know she's asking him to do anything?
Satan's not here for his amusement. Is it something to do with your father?
What do you mean?
Why would Zaid think he's in hell?
There's no such thing as hell. And if there is, my dad's not in it.
Your father was a soldier. Was he involved in something controversial?
Both sides did terrible things.
Where in Bosnia was he stationed?
He wasn't regular army. He was part of a militia. Croats were putting Muslims in concentration camps. Mom knows the names.
Tretalia camp?
Have you been there?
There was a concentration camp there. It's about half an hour from a place called Medjugorje. Apparitions of the Virgin Mary have been appearing there for nearly 30 years. It's okay, he lives here. He's homeless.
Where's he from?
London. Do you know him?
No.
Does it remind you of somebody?
Let's go.
I'm sorry you felt you couldn't confide in me, but I'm not surprised. Father Jacob has this effect on people. Cult leaders have it too.
I've seen possession.
Well, we all have it. It's what we choose to make of it.
Father Jacob is a good man.
Tell me about Michael.
He was killed by a Croatian fascist
Where?
in our home.
Did you witness it?
Yes. He was only 7. He didn't see anything.
What happened afterwards?
He took us to a concentration camp.
The one near Medjugorje?
The Virgin Mary never appeared to us. She was too busy entertaining the tourists.
How old was the man who attacked you?
Early 20s.
Was he part of a military unit?
No. He was on his own.
And you're sure he was a Croatian? And could he have been a British soldier?
Why was a British soldier attack Muslims? They were peacekeepers.
Did you ever meet a British man called Michael?
No one helped us. Until it was too late.
I'm sorry to ask you to relive this. The man who killed your husband, can you describe him?
She just said he wasn't British, he spoke perfect Croatian, and he wasn't in uniform.
Possessed people can speak any language, like a native.
It's okay. He wasn't tall. Brown hair. Average.
Did he have a tattoo?
On his back. I didn't see it properly.
She doesn't have to talk about this. You're here to help Zaid.
Is this man ever caught?
No. He disappeared along with the rest of the war criminals.
And you were pregnant with Zaid at the time?
Yes.
Do you have a photograph of yourself from that time?
We have no concrete evidence Michael is a murderer. Vincenzo's hardly a credible witness. He may be trying to incriminate Father Jacob.
Father Jacob confirmed it.
He's already lied to the police. He'll simply retract it. I think we should find out more before handing this over to the authorities.
I came to you before going to the police because I thought it should come from you, but we can't delay. Michael is a dangerous man.
Michael's been living in the seminary for months without incident. You're agitated because you've only just found out what he may have done. He's no more dangerous than he was yesterday.
I'm sorry, Your Eminence. If you won't alert the authorities, I will.
Father Jacob's manner is contagious.
I don't want to see any more deaths.
And that's your final decision? I suggest you go back to the seminary and pray before setting your will against the authority of the Church.
Yes, I will, Father. Your Eminence.
Did you use it?
She doesn't have to prove anything to me.
I know you believe it. I know you feel it. Many good people have been taken in by Satan.
Like Muhammad.
I don't believe that Muhammad was inspired by Satan.
Was he inspired by God then?
I believe there are many ways to God.
Muhammad says that Jesus isn't God. Mary says that he is.
The woman appearing to you is not Mary.
Satan fooled Muhammad, but he didn't fool Jesus.
She asked you to convert.
I already have.
What else has she asked you to do? I realize that the idea of your father in hell must be intolerable. But even if he was there, and I don't think for one moment that he is, the Virgin Mary doesn't rescue people from hell.
Jesus went into hell. After he was crucified, he rescued people.
No, Jesus rescued people who'd never heard the Gospels. People in hell are not being punished. They're there because they reject God. It's their choice.
Then why is he screaming for help? I'm gonna save him.
Asked him to do?
I don't know. But if you believed in hell and you thought your father was in it, what would you do to get him out?
Anything.
try and stop me. Are you Michael? I've got a message for you. She says that if you don't leave here soon, it'll be too late.
Госпожо Копович.
Да?
Опростите на сметни. Величезний Якоб є мой приятель.
What did I do?
You were stationed in Bosnia. You were peacekeepers, surrounded by atrocities.
We weren't allowed to do anything about it. We knew what was going on in the camps. The villages.
Is that where you saw her?
We went there on surveillance. The next night, I went on my own. The third night, I joined in. You can only watch for so long. That's why I was chosen. You don't get possessed for no reason. I wanted it. Still think there's hope for me.
Yes.
A place for me in heaven.
If you wanted.
I killed her husband. I raped her. In front of her child. What's the worst thing you've done?
Any sin can be forgiven.
But I have to be sorry.
Aren't you?
That's who I am.
You have good in you.
Every time I talk to you, it hurts. I want him back.
You can change.
I don't want to be me anymore. I choose hell.
You're going to prison first.
Call the police. Put it down!
Police.
I'm sorry.
Your father's suffering, Zaid. No one knows except Allah.
And if I pray to Allah, will he let my dad go?
You mustn't think that way.
I saw him. burning, screaming. His face was black. I can't do nothing.
Zaid, I think we need to get somebody to talk to you. Someone who will help you think this through. The loss of your father.
Would you pray for him? If you knew that he was in hell.
But we can't know that. Hell doesn't exist before the day of judgment.
If Allah showed you and you believed him,
if I knew for sure somebody's soul was suffering and it was the final judgment of Allah, then it's too late for prayer.
I've been explaining that apparitions of the Virgin Mary are subject to investigation by the Congregation of the Doctrine of the Faith, and not, despite your interest, the responsibility of the congregation for the causes of saints. She seems to grasp this simple theological point.
May I speak to you alone?
Anything you wish to say to Mrs. Kopovich, you can say in front of me.
I don't know what he said to you or what he's offered you, but I strongly advise you to think again. In order to help your son, I need to know what happened to you in Bosnia.
Mom, you don't have to.
Go outside.
Rizal saw you being attacked.
We don't talk about it.
You said you were pregnant at the time of the attack. Is that true?
Why do you need to discuss this?
Please. The man who attacked you was Zaid's father.
Yes.
He was a British soldier.
Would I have come here to live if it was a British soldier who raped me? He spoke perfect Croatian.
He was possessed. I exorcised him. I'm afraid Zaid's father's soul is in hell.
And this is Michael, the man you've been shielding. A multiple murderer, a rapist.
Please, stay outside.
Yeah, Zaid, you'll only speak with Jacob.
Was this the Virgin Mary's idea?
I want you to say prayers for my father. If you don't say these prayers, she'll know and she'll tell me.
Do you understand what you're asking?
I want them to stop torturing my dad.
The man that she showed you, it's not who you think it is.
What does he want you to do?
It's a prayer of exorcism, in reverse.
Assorted childish blasphemy. Fine.
You approve of this?
If I had to spit on the cross in order to save a life, I'd do it. Sweet. what's in your heart that matters. Would you rather I perform the ceremony?
It's just words.
You have to.
When demons escape from hell, they take refuge in us. An exorcism sends them back. Your son wants me to perform a ritual that will reverse that process and help a demon to escape from hell. And possess someone else.
So what? It's not real.
Please, just don't let him hurt anyone.
I can't.
Prepare the chapel.
Do this.
If I don't do it, Vukovac will. I can only hope that with me doing it, the power of the ritual will be reduced.
And if it doesn't, you'll help Michael become possessed.
What if it was your father with a knife at his throat?
That's one life against how many?
Vincenzo once asked me if you could go back and kill Adolf Hitler as a child, wouldn't you do it? That's one life against how many? That was his philosophy. It's not mine.
Hold on, Dad. Help's coming.
Zaid, please don't do this.
It's for Dad. If you could see him, Mum.
Zaid.
He was a war hero. Why should he burn in hell?
Zaid, my love, please.
Did he do anything bad? Did you lie about him?
Please stop.
She would never lie to me.
I will prove it to you. Stay with him.
Where are you going?
Home. I'll be 5 minutes.
What for?
Holy water.
It's okay, baby. It's all right. It's gonna be okay. Easy, easy. And now you're getting it. Come on, that's my girl. Get up. Get up.
This is a communion wafer that's been desecrated.
Oh, you don't know that.
What if it's the body of Christ?
We are not the ones who desecrated it. As long as your soul is pure, these actions have no meaning. It's only if you worship Satan that this ritual has any power.
See what you did to me! Ah!
Hemna, Moeson, Moni, Mon, Mu, Shimum, Miai, Si.
She's here.
Don't do it, brother.
Bless you, Mary, Mother of God.
It's words, Jacob.
Say! Say! Anything else that's in your mind?
You're not my dad. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Where did he go?
He's gone home. Says his father is free.
Are you going to prosecute?
Not if he accepts help. Not sure I could have done what you did. I could not desecrate the Quran.
Now he tells me.
It's anti-Islam stuff. He's just some racist psycho.
No, this is anti-Christian.
How? You eat pigs?
Jesus asked a possessed man what was the name of his demon. And the man answered, "My name is Legion, for we are many." And then Jesus sent the demons into a herd of swine, and they stampeded over a cliff. 2,000 of them.
Is Satan on a budget? Is this guy after us?
I don't think so.
What about Zaid? I know he's not my brother. Not my full brother.
Do you think Zaid knows?
And his dad's a rapist. Isn't that what all this is about? He wants him to burn in hell.
Zaid is not suffering from a metaphor. His father really was in hell.
Are you okay?
Still got him under my nails. Otherwise, I would think it was all a dream. How did he get off the roof?
I'm going to find him. I'm going to send him back. What you doing?
Got to get the guest room ready for the next psychopath.
You know he isn't a psychopath.
No, he's much worse. And you brought him back. He could kill any number of people.
It's us to stop him. There isn't anybody else.
I don't know what God wants from me.
More than you think you can give. If you left now, I wouldn't think any the less of you.
Nice try.
You were blind. Now you see. The ceremony wasn't for me, Jacob, it was for you. To open your soul.
However many times you escape, hell will always be there, waiting for you.
It's been an eternity of pain since I last saw you, Jacob.
You chose it.
You still think you can save Michael? How many times?
There is no end to God's forgiveness.
It's not Michael that drives you, it's your own pride.
You should approve.
We do.
Well, what's next? Do you think I doubt your ability to generate atrocities?
Yes, I'm afraid you do. I made a book out of one of your priests, and that wasn't enough. We'll speak again after I've made a library.
No. God will speak, and you will listen.
Michael gave it to you because he couldn't do it himself.
Are you going to assist in his suicide?
Appeal to your holy name. Humbly begging your kindness that you grant me help against this and every unclean spirit now tormenting this creature of yours.
Amen.
I cast you out, unclean spirit, along with every satanic
Power of the enemy?
every spectre from hell.
I think those lies are hurting you more than they are me. I can't hear you.
For it is he who commands you.
Who's that? You should have let the Mohammed priest die. Imagine thinking that human life is more precious than the word of God. That way of thinking leads you to Satan. Your God is a jealous God. See how he punishes those who refuse to sacrifice the innocent. I'm free now, Father, and I will make sure you can never exorcise me again. Jacob, say goodbye to Michael. Michael, say hello to hell.
Are you possessed?
Your God won't even allow you to speak his name.
There's only one thing that can heal him.
Exorcism is the cause of his illness.
Michael is the cause.
I had two friends who helped me. They were both murdered.
If you collaborate with this exorcism, you are feeding his delusion. People have died. Everyone who gets involved with this delusion dies.
We've the next from Apparitions next Thursday night here on the BBC HD channel. And tonight, make way for something very different from Jack D. Lead Balloon is next.